Last trips I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live, I don't know what these mad for. I just signed a deal and got a really big bag for it. Still at your mama crib and getting money, you gotta ask for it. I'm tired of complaining, I got up and changed my situation. Looking at the view outside, I thought I would never make it. Every day they take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it, ain't no point in hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when
Now, the good news, Coach, is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Good. 180. 48 Mike. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Blue. Hey, Delta.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On the counter, Elliott. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 42. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Throwing, Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the Bears' 26-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. This is Elliott. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
48 Mike. Hey, Alpha. Mike, 48.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Escape. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sean Lee in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. You know, a week ago was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. He had 5 sacks. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
On second down now, it's Elliott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big 30-yard play on third. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 15-yard line.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point, because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Looking to throw again on second down. Trubisky he's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They run. Devontae Freeman looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Jalen Smith, who took a huge step forward last year, in on the tackle for Dallas. Throwing on second down. Trubisky. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. That sack by Khalil Mack. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine
trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. He has just been alone for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
And Freeman lost the football, and the Cowboys have recovered. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run with Elliott. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run the counter. It's Elliott, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Elliott. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! 48 Mike! Bravo!
Out of the gun, Trubisky. This one complete to Devontae Freeman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards into Chicago, first down.
Watch the run, watch the run!
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now it's Trubisky, eluding the pressure right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back. This is caught inside the 15. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Trubisky. Open man is Trey Burton. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Now Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Now Prescott. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. Intended that time for Cooper. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Trubisky will throw. Flushed out right. Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Leonard Floyd Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
But it looks like they caught him off guard on second and very long by running the football. Right? We always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get to field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Trubisky to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Switch.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And almost intercepted. That would have been his 3rd pick in this game alone. Instead, 4th down. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This will be fielded at the 8. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
That's their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a man open down the middle of the field. Randall Cobb on the breakaway. Touchdown, Cowboys. Randall Cobb, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Now Trubisky rolling, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sean Lee has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is. And the pressure gets to him again. DeMarcus Lawrence in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Look at the spin.
Balance.
A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Prescott now. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk. To come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Trying to lay one up deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Brashad Perriman, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears get a bit closer. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And it's 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This will be fielded at the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They go to Elliott again. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And it's third down.
Here we go. Where's the mic? Watch one. Watch one. Ain't no second.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down.
It's now fourth down.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their under a heavy rush, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a third and 12. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and possession will switch hands, first and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Watch out.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 16 and a Dallas first down. With Cole Beasley now in Buffalo, you think that might open up some more targets for Michael Gallup. Last year as a rookie, 33 catches for the Dallas Cowboys. Play action now, Prescott. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
A gain of 26 yards.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Roquan Smith, fresh off a solid rookie campaign, in on the tackle for Chicago. Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
On third down, it's Prescott. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his second miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of it. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. There he goes left side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55.
On first down, Trubisky. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. Freeman a first down and more. And down to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Trubisky now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Now Trubisky to throw. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
It's a nice completion and a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second down and goal. Trubisky, that's complete right around the 8. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to third and goal.
A 2-yard pickup brings up third and goal.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on third and goal.
Lock in, lock in. 48.
Again, it's Trubisky. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. The sack by Robert Quinn.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Let's go, D, let's go.
They're going on fourth down. It's Trubisky. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Randy Gregory. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a first and 10 at their own 24. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The All-Pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop. Looking to throw on second down. Prescott. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. They'll get 34 yards there. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brings up second and 8 at the Bears' 39-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Watch one.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. 3rd and long for Prescott. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 28. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Elliott. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Here's Trubisky. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On 3rd down, Trubisky. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Lock in.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position.
We're going to 54. Go right in. Watch one. Check pass.
They'll run on first down. Elliott. That good for 22 and a first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So this one will end in a victory.